Hi Pisces, welcome or welcome back. It's good to see you. This is your timeless collective reading, so it doesn't matter when you see this. If the message resonates, then it's for you. Also be sure to check out the description box where I will leave some journal prompts for you based on this reading. Okay, let's dive right into your pre-shuffled cards and we'll see where the message takes us. So your two oracle cards that have come out so far are Air and New Moon. And at the time I am filming this, we just moved through the full moon in Capricorn. So we are now officially building towards a new moon. And when I look at these two together, the message is so clear. And it is simply this: Spirit wants you to trust in the power of new beginnings. Okay? Trust in the power of new beginnings. Now, air, the element of air, is an unseen, invisible force, right? You can hear it and you can feel it and you can see the effects that it has, but you can't see it. You cannot see air itself. So there's guidance here for you to trust in unseen forces, to trust in spirit, and to trust spirit to move you where you're meant to go. There's a need for you to release your grip a little bit on trying to figure out when and where and why and how, right? There's a need instead for you to trust that when you let life move you, when you let life do its job, right? Because you're co-creating with life. When you let life do its job, when you let spirit move you, you will end up right where you're supposed to, when you're supposed to. Okay. I'm hearing also two things. There's a change in the wind. Change is coming. You can feel it in your bones. I can sense that. Some part of you deep down knows that change is coming. There's been a change in the wind. And as a result of that, the invitation here is to go where the wind takes you. Okay? You don't have to understand everything or make sense of everything, or you don't have to know 10 steps ahead. You just need to know the next step. Just let yourself be guided to the next step and then the next step, right? And the new moon, of course, is all about setting intentions, going within yourself, taking some good quality, quiet, peaceful alone time to go into hermit mode and get really, really clear on who you are now, what you want now, and the intentions you have for your future. Those clear intentions send out, let's say, a beacon. It's like you are the seed sending out the beacon. Or maybe you're the new moon sending out the beacon. Either way, there's this beacon that is emitted when you're clear within yourself about your intentions. Okay. And the universe responds to that. The universe responds to what you want. 444 on the timer. That brings me to the two tarot cards that have come out for you so far. You've got the Four of Wands, which is also known as the 1111 card, the card of synchronicity. So be on the lookout for angel numbers 1111 as well as 444. And you've also got the Page of Cups. So lots of things are coming through, okay? First of all, the Page of Cups is an invitation for you to follow your intuition, to follow your gut feelings, which is another unseen force, okay? So whether we're talking about spirit, life at large, big picture cycles, or your very own intuition, on the macro and the micro level, the invitation for you right now is to trust in the unseen. Trust in that which you cannot see with your eyeballs, but that you feel, okay? Your intuition is telling you to move. To move. You know, air also is a very active element. We really only perceive it in any way when it is moving, right? It is movement. It's communication. It's change. It's actually also the energy of cleansing. Your intuition is telling you to move, to go, and to let go of something. Now, that's going to be different for each and every one of you. But the fact that it has come out with the Four of Wands, to me, this is something really fundamental. This is something really fundamental. All fours are about structure, stability, foundations. Something new wants to come in to your life. And so something that was once essential in your life has to go in order to make room for it. The question is coming, are you going to stay or are you going to go? Are you going to stay or are you going to go? Now, this is the after tarot. So literally every single image in this deck is actually a snapshot of the moment right after the traditional image. So in this particular Four of Wands, you're watching way off in the distance, there's a couple who just got married, right? In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, you're watching the couple and the people and the family going towards the celebration. But in this image, they've just gone through the ceremony and the celebration, and now they're leaving. So you're watching an exit. And I feel like your energy also, as the one witnessing this, it feels like my energy is pulling back. Rather than going through the wands, I feel like I'm retracting back out of them because the ceremony is over. Everybody's saying goodbye. So, something fundamental is changing. You may not know why or what it'll lead to, but you know it's time for this change, okay? And it all goes back to the intentions that you're setting for yourself. What are the long-term goals, dreams, visions that you have for yourself? And how might this change you're being intuitively called to line you up with those desires and intentions? All right, where do we want to go from here, Spirit? Okay, I'm going to pull a few more cards from this tarot deck. Again, this is called, it's literally called the After Tarot. What else do we need to know about this? This change? Judgment. Yes. This is a huge choice point for you. Are you going to stay in what is familiar, or are you going to rise to the occasion and trust the bigger picture or the bigger vision that you have for your own life? Judgment is about higher calling, higher purpose. And also, we've got one of the few archangels that show up in tarot. So angel energy is with you and all around you. If you feel like working with angels or calling upon them, they are there. But your spirit guides, I'm hearing very specifically your spirit team. I don't think I've ever gotten that phrase before, but okay, your spirit team is ushering you towards something bigger and better. You have free will. You can choose to not make this change or make this move, make this adjustment, I'm hearing. But you should. There is no right or wrong, right? But it is for your best to make this change, okay? Tell me more, Spirit. King of Swords. Ooh. You know, this came up in another reading. I can't remember what sign it was for, or if it was a collective reading. I can't recall, but the King of Swords is an invitation for you to be very decisive and very objective, to connect deeply with your personal truth. There's that sword of truth. Connect deeply with your own personal truth and make decisive decisions based on it, right? There's no room here for emotional distortion, is what I'm hearing. And this brings up the fact, or the point, that I was discussing in another reading, that actually listening to your intuition, following your hearing your intuition and understanding it in the first place and being able to follow it, that actually requires an incredible level of objectivity. Intuition and emotion they're not quite the same thing. They're not the same thing, right? Sometimes your intuition can speak to you in the form of physical feelings and sensations, and you can certainly pick up on other people's feelings, but your personal, subjective, emotional reactions to things, that's not intuition. Intuition is data. Intuition is a knowing. It's that neutral information, okay? And you may have an emotional reaction so quickly to that intuitive hit that they kind of seem like they're one and the same, but they're not. They're not. So ironically, being able to be intuitive, connected to your intuition, clearly, it requires objectivity. It requires a sort of level-headedness, right? And to not be in a state of emotional charge around something, right? So that's what the King of Swords is, an invitation for you to do, is to be clear-headed, level-headed, not so emotional, honestly. Which sounds, I don't know if that sounds bad or not, but that's what it is. That's what it is. you can certainly be emotional, of course, but relative to this decision that you're making about following a higher calling, following a higher purpose, that your capacity to make the decision that is for your highest good, it's going to require you to be a little bit more objective. Okay. Okay, let's go into this journal prompt deck. This is my very own journal prompt deck that I made. Let's see what journal prompt wants to come forward for you. I will put whatever comes up here in the description box, along with several other journal prompts to help you process all of this for yourself. There's also the possibility that making this move, either figuratively or literally, making this fundamental change in your life and trusting the unseen forces as they guide you, it may feel like taking a leap of faith in the moment, which is kind of scary, right? That can bring up a lot of emotions. There is the possibility that you will not feel clear or so level-headed until after you've made the decision, until after you've taken the leap of faith. That's possible. What journal prompt wants to come up for the collective of Pisces at this time? Thank you. Ooh, dang. Oh, nice. Okay. I was not expecting that. This is number 48. What are you willing to get angry about, and why? What are you willing to get angry about, and why? Something in your life is currently dissatisfying. It's just a no. The truth, the objective truth of you relative to something in your life is no. Don't like this. Don't want this. Not okay with this. But if you feel like you have to live with it, it can cause anger. That can cause bitterness or resentment, or at the very least, frustration. And that frustration or anger will lead you to eventually take action in some way, shape, or form. There is a calling here to take action on something. However, I feel like the way in which you set yourself up to take that action is what's most important, and that's what's really coming through in this message today. Being very, very clear about your intentions, your long-term vision, and your intentions for yourself, as well as taking action based on intuition rather than on reactivity, right? And it's interesting because, you know, anger, we were just talking about how you have to be objective and level-headed and not so emotional, and then this is coming up. Anger. So maybe there's some anger that you need to really process in order to get to the core of it, which is a personal truth. Every emotion, no matter how reactive and dramatic or whatever, every emotion contains personal truth, deep, profound levels of personal truth within it. So if you are feeling angry about something, that's a beautiful thing. Sit with it. Sit with it and come to understand deep down what the personal truth is. And it's that personal truth that you want to take action on, not the anger itself. The anger is like the invitation to go deeper, or any emotion is an invitation to go deeper. Follow that trail of breadcrumbs deeper into objective personal truth, which is then your North Star, not the reactive emotion itself. You know what I mean? Okay, let's wrap things up here with a message from Alice the Wonderland Oracle. I'm just going to pull one card and read to you what the guidebook says. 2020 on the timer. What is the final closing message for Pisces at this time, please, Spirit? Final closing message for Pisces at this time. I just feel called in this moment to invite you to soften your tummy, drop your shoulders, relax your jaw, and just take a deep breath. Final closing message for Pisces, please, Spirit. Perfect. Number 2, I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, precipice of change, and pause before action. It's everything that I said. Let's see what the guidebook says. Oh, I love it so much. Okay. There are points in life where everything seems quite perfect. Things are calm, all is well, and we are comfortable, sheltered, easy in ourselves and in the relationships we have. There is, in short, nothing wrong at all. Then why, oh why, can we not feel satisfied? This is because free spirits grow restless amidst too much sameness. Much as we find Alice and you, dear reader, at this time. While she ought to be enjoying an afternoon beneath the trees in late summer, Alice, and it's late summer as I'm, it's like we're tipping towards late summer. Anyway, Alice is actually a little fretful and restless. She wants for adventure, to explore, and to reach out beyond the comforts of her current existence. This is the very point you are at. You will decide whether or not to enter into and enjoy all you have and have been given. There's nothing at all wrong with embracing that. Or, as you will know from Alice, this could be the point at which you begin to wonder whether this is the place from where you need to explore, stretch, or jump. A small part of you is tired with the tidy, the comfortable, the repetitive. You would rather the adventurous, where you will learn more of who you truly are than you will in this in-between state of sameness, and people who never ask questions and are content never to go beyond the comforts of their current life. You, dear reader, want more. This card tells you that very soon, if you choose, you will have an unprecedented opportunity for adventure. It is your decision. But I think I know what you will choose when the moment of change arrives, just in time to save you from the numbness of too much habit and repetition. This is the very edge of change. Prepare yourself. It's everything. Absolute perfection. Wow. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, Pisces. I hope that this was helpful or at least thought-provoking. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you, and be sure to check out those journal prompts in the description box. Until next time, bye.